Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today we're doing something a little bit different, but also kind of a throwback. As many of you know, when I first started YouTube, I started out cooking, and then barbecue became a huge part of what I love to do. Well, today we're throwing it back, and we're doing some pulled pork on the pellet smoker, and it's not going to be carnivore. We're going to be cooking this for a few of my buddies. As y'all know, we're going out of town this week for a drag race. You'll get tons of video, tons of footage from that. But I wanted to feed these guys good and make sure they had some delicious barbecue while we were gone. What we're starting with today is about 17 pounds total of pork shoulder. I've got an 11-ish pound, a little bit over 11 pound, and then a little bit over 6.5 pound Boston butts that I've had in my freezer, and they thawed out. So I just want to show you guys how I would do if I was doing sort of like a competition-ish pulled pork, barbecue, smoked barbecue, pulled pork thing. Everything that we're going to use for this cook is laid out here. You see we've got mustard, we've got our seasonings, we've got a little bit of hot honey, and we've got some peach preserves. And then over here we've got some Blues Hog barbecue sauce. That's just something that I'm going to let them decide if they want to put on there. I'm not going to add any to the meat once it's done, but I'll take this with me just in case they want to try it out. The first rub we're going to use, these are all from Fire and Smoke Society. This is the Sweet Preacher pork rub. It's got a really good smell to it, but not too sweet. And I think it's going to be really good. The granules are kind of big on this, so it's going to give us a good bark. And then we've got the Hot for Peaches smoked peach rub, and this smells amazing. If you like peach, it just smells like those little peach ring candies. It's going to be good, I'm sure. I'll have to get their opinion on it because I'm still going to be doing carnivore this week. I'm not going to be eating a lot of this, if any of it, so hopefully, fingers crossed that they like it. The first thing you're going to want to do when you're going to go to smoke a pork shoulder or pork butt is remember that pork is very forgiving. You don't have to worry about messing up pork as bad as you would if you were doing a brisket for the first time. You could literally pull pork out of the package, season it up, rub it up, throw it on the smoker and be fine. I'm going to do it a little bit different. You see we've got these two fat caps here on top of the shoulders. You can see the butchers have kind of done a poor job, in my opinion, of cutting these shoulders off because you see a lot of bare meat on top of here where they've not left the fat cap. I prefer a nice fat cap on pork shoulder. So what I do is I don't take anything off the top. I'm just going to go ahead and score these to get through the fat cap and to make sure that it kind of helps it render. And then it also gives it that cool little checkerboard look once it starts to render and the meat starts to spread apart. And it lets you get some meat down, or some seasoning, past the fat cap into that meat. So once we've got our fat cap scored up, we're going to go ahead and flip the shoulders over. And we're going to just inspect it, again, looking for any kind of loose bones, loose meat. So you see this here, it's got kind of like a blood clot in here. We're going to just take that off. We ain't getting that picky today. We're just going to make sure that it's all evened up as much as we can and looking pretty good. So this thing looks actually pretty decent. There's not a lot of bad fat on here. Everything that I'm seeing right now would probably render out. So I think we're going to go ahead and get this seasoned up. A lot of times in barbecue, you hear people talking about binders. Essentially all it is something that helps your rub stick to your meat. An Old Faithful that I've always used is yellow mustard. Don't worry, you're not going to taste the mustard. You're not going to have to worry about it. All it's going to do is soak into that meat, hold that rub in there, and let that rub go to work, breaking down the structures of this meat. So we're just going to give it a few squirts and get it rubbed in. So now that we have our mustard rubbed on the bottom side of these pork shoulders, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start out with the Sweet Preacher from, again, Fire and Smoke Society. And we're just going to give this a good liberal coat. And now I do rub my rubs in. Some people will tell you not to do that. Do whatever works for you, but I rub mine in. The reason that you wouldn't want to is because it can make uneven seasoning sections on your meat. So it's one of those do as I say, not as I do kind of things. So once we got a layer of that one on there, we're going to go into this peach rub. And we're going to combine these two rubs. So now we've got our bottom and our sides. We're going to go up here to our fat cap side, add a little bit more mustard as a binder. And we're going to go back with the Sweet Preacher. Now the Sweet Preacher rub is a lot more fine than the peaches rub. So that's why I use it as a base layer. Just to kind of cover and coat everything. And then I come back in with that peach to give it the flavor. So now that we've got our pork shoulders seasoned up, rubbed up, ready to go on the smoker, we're going to go out to the Pitboss and get it fired up. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and use a meat probe so that we can monitor the internal temperatures of these shoulders. Now, I'd like to thank Inkbird for sending me out their new wireless, completely wire-free internal and ambient temperature probe. They sent me this thing a couple weeks ago, and I'm super stoked to be able to finally give it a try. Super easy to use. Download their app, connect it via Bluetooth to your phone, and you're able to monitor both the internal temperature of your meat, but also the ambient temperature of your smoker. Since these two pork shoulders are different sizes, I'm going to want to watch the smaller one more closely than the larger one, because if I let the smaller one go as long as the larger, we're probably going to end up overcooking this one. So I want to be able to make sure that I watch this one more closely, and that's where Inkbird comes into play. Super sleek design. It's actually pretty. It's almost a shame to put it inside of a piece of meat. But you've got your probe end, so this is all going to be for your internal temperature. And on this end here, it's actually an ambient temperature probe too. Your ambient probe can go up over, I believe, 500 degrees Fahrenheit, and your internal temperature probe can go, I believe, up to 250. So plenty of range for anything that you're going to do as far as barbecuing or even baking. We're going to go ahead and get this put into our pork shoulder. You want to stay away from the bone side whenever you're doing this. So we're going to go over here towards that money muscle, and we're just going to insert it straight into the middle, making sure that we go all the way up to that probe line, making sure that it's fully in there so that it gets an accurate reading. All right. So the Pitboss is coming up to temp. It's about 205 right now. I let it run at 200 for about 10 minutes. And we're going to go ahead and throw these on here. I've got the thing set to 225 though. So as this comes up, it's just going to take a little bit more smoke and stuff like that. So let's get it on the pit. We're going to put the larger one towards the chimney. On these pellet smokers, the smoke comes right up from the middle, and then it kind of engulfs the chamber. So there's really no hot or cold side other than directly over top of where the fire pot is. Look at that color already. I'm doing the bone towards the fire pot. And then here is our one with the Inkbird probe in it. And we're going to go money muscle away from the fire pot, so bone towards the fire pot again. So again, that Inkbird's going to allow me to keep up with what the temperature of the smaller pork shoulder is doing internally, but also let me know what the ambient temperature is doing inside of the cook chamber. Now, of course, the Pitboss does have an ambient temperature probe inside because it has to regulate the heat. But this just lets you look to make sure everything is running as smooth and accurately as possible. We're going to let this go for about 2 hours. I'm not even going to look at it. And then we're going to decide later on if we're going to be spritzing with anything. If I do, it'll probably just be a mixture of apple cider vinegar and some water. All right, guys, it's been right at 3 hours since these pork shoulders have went on. We're going to go ahead and give them a look, see if they need spritzed, and see how those hash marks that I put in there are opening up. As you can see, Our fat cap's starting to open up, render out. We're gonna go ahead, it's pretty dry, so we're gonna go ahead and give it a little bit of a spritz. This is just a half and half mix of apple cider vinegar and water. Put some moisture back in it. And we'll let that ride for another 2 hours or so until we wrap these up. Here's what the Inkbird probe is showing right now. So we're still around 126, 130-ish degrees. We're going to try to get that to 165 before we wrap. So now it's just a waiting game. All right, guys, as you can see, we have the pork shoulders off of the pit. The smaller one has come up to around 165-ish degrees. I went ahead and probed the bigger one, and it was around 155, 160 some in some places. So I figured it was a good time as any to go ahead and wrap them up. It's getting late. It's 6:30. These have been on for about 5.5 hours. So we're going to go ahead and wrap them up, get them put back in there, and let them go ahead and finish cooking the rest of the way out. Here's what I do whenever I wrap up a pork shoulder. As you saw earlier, I have this hot honey. I have the peach preserves, and something I didn't include was some butter. All right. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get some butter just laid out over top of these. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can cut them into cute little squares if you want to, or whatever you want to do. We're not doing that. We're just going to break these guys in half and sit them right there on top. What that's going to do is as that renders down, melts down, it's going to add some liquid to the pan and help those things continue to go ahead and render all the extra fat that's in these pork butts. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our Inkbird probe out. You always want to make sure that if this is just coming out of the cooker, use something to grab it with because it is going to be hot. Now we're going to take a little bit of our peach preserves, keeping that flavor, that peach flavor going. And we're just going to kind of put us a couple tablespoons on top of each pork shoulder. Again, as this melts, renders down, it's going to flavor the top of this meat. And then when we go to pull it, we're going to be able to mix all of that juice and everything around in the pulled pork. And it's going to be good. All right, now we've got our peach preserves, our butter on here. We're going to go ahead and get this honey, this hot honey, and we're just going to drizzle some over the top. All of these rubs and this peach preserves, it's going to have a lot of sweetness to it. Adding this honey with a little bit of kick, I believe, is going to offset that sweetness perfectly. This is a little bit spicy, so be careful with how much you use. And then lastly, we're going to hit it with a little bit more of our dry rub. So now that we have our butter, our hot honey, our rub, and our peach preserves all on here, and in here, we're going to go ahead and get these wrapped up. And there you have it, folks. What we're going to do is we're just going to put this back on the smoker. Once you have your pork shoulder wrapped back up, there's really no need to leave in a probe. You can if you want, but at this point, you're not really cooking to a specific temperature. You're cooking to tenderness. You want to be able to take something like your Inkbird or a toothpick or a skewer or anything like that, and after a few hours, you want to just start poking into the shoulder and see how it feels. Once whatever you're using to probe goes in there like just a hot knife in soft butter, you're probably done and you want to go ahead and pull this off, let it rest for a little bit, and then start shredding. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. We're going to go ahead and throw this back on the cooker. That's going to be the easiest way that I know and probably the best way I know to do pork shoulder. It's going to be good, I'm sure, and I can't wait for the guys to try it to see how they like it. So as always, guys, I appreciate you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And y'all stick with me. We'll see what we can do. Thanks, guys. God bless.